What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
It's your boy Greg Gray, Dope Living TV Live. Let me start it off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, man, welcome to the new week. We appreciate you guys for always tuning in, supporting Dope Living TV Live. We're going to have a great show today, man. Today, I got my man's Kevin Parkinson, all right? He is a, I don't want to say filmmaker, all right? You know, because he's a little bit different. He go a little bit farther than just being a filmmaker. All right. He's been doing this for a while, and just so that we can get it correct, we're celebrating #1 independent filmmakers today. Kevin is here to talk. You know, he's going to talk about his new movies that are on that are on TUBI. Noxious 2, and his company VINARK, I hope I'm saying it right, Motion Pictures. So you know what? Real quick, let me get my boy on here. What's up, Mo?
What's happening, man? How was your weekend, bro?
Man, it was a weekend like
Cool.
the others. We're gonna make it different, though. We're gonna make it different, you know. But you know, I sat and this guy Kevin was on. He commented on the show one day, introduced me to his movie series Noxious. Watched it, man. It was all that, you know. #1 was cool. #2 took it to a different level, man. All right, you know, I'm like, okay, took it to a different level. What's going on, life coach?
J-Real.
What's up,
when you start doing that, dog?
You already know, man. You already know. Look,
What's up?
Again, man. Hope you had a great weekend. I know Jeff just got through with the tour.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Went well.
Yeah, it went well, dog. You already know Jeff Relevant gonna get out there and do his thing. I'm gonna speak.
All right.
The life coach. But without further ado, man, let me bring my man's on. Kevin Parkinson. Like I said, he's a filmmaker, a new media producer. All right. He's got a couple of movies. I want to talk about his journey, man. See where he's been, where he's at, where he's going to. Okay, everybody say what's up. Okay. My man's Kevin Parkinson.
Kevin, what's going on? Huh?
Oops, I can't make you yourself. There you go.
Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Greg. It's an honor to be on your show. And gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I am really grateful. It means a lot to me to see Black men controlling our narrative, and for you guys to embrace me and you don't know me from a can of paint means a lot. So thank you so much for having me.
Hey man, well, you know what? The thing is this, all right? We may not know each other, but the thing is that creative spirit
know each other
all over the place. That creative spirit is all over the place. And when you introduced me to that movie, I said, okay, you know what? As soon as I got on the show that day, I said, let me watch it. Then I said the next day, let me watch it again. Then I said, okay, let me go back to Noxious. Let me watch it again. All right. It's always good to see young brothers living their dream. Okay. So Kevin, thank you for coming through and hanging out with us, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So man, what's going on, Tree? Everybody, She just had a birthday.
Yeah.
Marcella.
Hey.
What's up, Marcella? You look like you're in the courtroom.
Marcella. That's what I thought the other day. I was
Hi,
like,
Kevin. How are you? Order in the court. Order in the court.
Yes, that's right.
Marcella be sitting next
Judge
to
Marcella Amos. Whoa.
You sit next to new media producer Kevin Parkinson, Marcella.
Okay, hey. All right.
Miss Marcella, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much.
Good, good. Oh, this is going to be a good show today.
Kevin out there rolling around, okay, he giving us a little time, all right? But so Kevin, we're gonna get right to it, man.
If you guys see anything pink, this is my wife's car. I just want y'all to know that. This is not my car.
Hey.
Woman like pink.
I got the newborn back here. This is not my car.
It's okay, Kevin. It's okay.
Yeah, that's what your mouth say. That's what your mouth say.
We see the visuals in the background.
I got my truck right there. My truck is right there.
So you got a Raptor over there, right? You got a Raptor.
You got a Raptor.
So you got a Raptor over there.
A Raptor? No, I don't have the Raptor, but I have the new Pathfinder. I actually really love it.
Man, that's worse than the pink seat. I'm sorry.
Oh, Maurice.
I like a man truck, okay?
Hey, Kevin, be prepared, man. That's how we act. So,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Bro, Kevin, I'm messing with you, man. Oh, nothing but love.
Moby, when a black man makes fun of you, he got nothing but love for you. If a black man doesn't make fun of you, he doesn't care about you. That's the way I look at it.
That's right. That's right. So, bro, let's get it started,
get me all the time.
So you would you rather be called a filmmaker or a new media producer?
Wow, that's a great question. I would rather be called a new media producer. And I've never been asked that question before. So thank you for that. That's a revelation to my own mind.
Wow.
Okay.
What's up?
What'd you say, Maurice? Why?
No, I said wow.
Oh, he said wow.
I like the transition.
I want to know why would you be called a new media producer? What's the difference?
I was just going to ask that.
That's a great question. There is no business acumen associated with a filmmaker anymore. All you need to be a filmmaker is a cell phone and a YouTube channel. Wow. Everybody's a filmmaker today.
Yes, sir.
That's empowering, but at the same time, without a business acumen, rhyme or reason to make the visuals you're making, you're kind of just throwing water into the ocean. So being considered a producer or a new media producer, I think is multifaceted because there's an understanding that there is a business side to this or there is a creative side to this that is pushing a bigger message. And being a black filmmaker is very important to me. All my films are predominantly black cast, but they're not the typical black stories that you'd usually see. And I think that visual media is the strongest component to teaching or changing anything. So it's an honor to be a producer, more so than a filmmaker. I think I've been a filmmaker for quite a long time, but now that I've been able to create a business model for myself and actually take movies to the professional market and compete with bigger movies.
Gotcha.
You know what? That's a good way to put it, man. So you graduated actually. So I like the way that you explained that. All right, that
was very well put, eloquently said.
Right.
Brother.
So, as a producer and a new media producer, do you think that films can change society?
Absolutely. If we go back to the early 1900s and we look at a movie called Birth of a Nation by C.W. Griffith.
Yeah.
That movie was what we consider the first blockbuster. And in that movie, C.W. Griffith wrote a fictional tale about how black men are going to rape white women. And the Ku Klux Klan, in a heroic way, have to kill black men to preserve the sovereignty of white society. That movie led to hundreds of black people being lynched. That movie is watched today by racist white supremacists. C.W. Griffith felt so bad about that movie that he made another movie that was a better movie in terms of technical specs and story, and nobody knows about it. I even forgot the name of the movie. because Birth of a Nation was such a dangerous film. That movie is 100 years old. And that movie is the reason why people like Emmett Till were murdered and why you have racism even today. Then we go back to 2018 and we look at Instagram and Facebook and all the black people, young and old, who wanted to go see Black Panther. And everybody felt so amazing about themselves. That's a fictional story about a fake place.
Yeah.
But black people worldwide were on code.
Black heaven.
Right. Like, no, man, we're going like this is our Superman, and you can't tell us nothing. Black Panther is the only comic book movie that's been nominated for an Academy Award. Not that I am a proponent of those award shows, because I think a lot of that stuff is bought, but that is how powerful our visuals are. That, like, come on, man, Michael B. Jordan should have got an Academy Award for that darn performance. But I love what that movie was able to do. And now we've got a second one coming out. Rest in peace to Chadwick. But yes, movies are very powerful. Movies are very special. And more people are consuming audio and visual information than they are reading today. So it's very important that we have visual components that can teach while they entertain.
That's
good.
Yeah. That's two in a row, y'all. Let's see if we can throw them off, okay? That's two great comments in a row, man.
All right. I don't know, man. This brother good. That boy good.
You know what? As a filmmaker, new media producer, what do you feel is your responsibility towards your audience?
Hey, yes, man. Hey, before you answer that, Marcella, we're gonna throw out the filmmaker. He's a new media producer. Don't say that no more.
New media producer.
Okay.
Yes, man. I appreciate the question. Thank you, Miss Amos. When I was both of my parents are Jamaican, so I'm a first generation American. And when I was a kid, my dad would say to my brother and I, look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Before the police see you as a young Jamaican, they're gonna see you as black men in America.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that. It is your responsibility that whenever there's an opportunity to help somebody, you help them. But if they're black, you make sure you do all you can, because we're all we have. Now, I didn't realize that my dad was sprinkling like the ideals of Marcus Garvey and Bob Marley. I was just a kid. But
you getting carjacked, you know, right?
Oh, yes. Here's the wife.
He's being carjacked.
Hello.
Her daughter, Autumn,
people getting in.
and then our newborn, Cassette.
You being carjacked.
So right.
About to witness a whole kidnapping.
So from a very early age, right. From a very early age, it was instilled in me how important it is to represent not only yourself but your people when you go outside. You don't brush your hair and iron your pants to look good. You do it because there are other black people coming behind you, and you need to be a good representation of that. So
without a
being taught
doubt,
that young has stuck with me to this day, and I thank both of my parents for instilling that.
Wow.
Dang, bro, that's 3.
Okay. Man, that's man.
On that. So as you came up, man, you know, and you got these great values instilled in you. What made you want to become a new media producer?
Man, thank you for that question. That's my family. My family. There's this great book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. I'm sure you guys have all heard of it. And in that book, he just talks about how nobody is really an accident. Like, for example, Bill Gates was one of the first kids in America to have a computer coding program at his elementary school and middle school. So he was so early with the technology, it made sense why he turned into Bill Gates. For myself, my father would take my brother and I to see movies every single weekend. And while we were watching the movies, he would be telling us trivia about the movies. And we'd always say, Dad, how do you know this about these actors and the directors? He was like, it's because I read. My dad would always read the newspapers, and he'd be able to tell us stuff. And my father taught my brother and I so much through movies that I realized how powerful of a medium it was. When I was 10, my mother decided to go back to college and get a degree. And between 10 and 16, she went to community college, and then she got a bachelor's degree. And one of the classes she took was a film history course. And I remember watching The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, "Look, guys, we are Christians. I typically would have this in my house, but I have to watch this movie, and you guys are gonna watch it with me." Before the movie started, we had like a special edition VHS tape from the local video store, and they showed you the making of the movie and how much weird stuff happened on set while they produced that film. And my mom would always be like, "It's the devil. It's the devil." but
why are we still here?
Right. While watching the making of that movie, we learned so much about the filmmaking process, and then also the spirituality behind making such a demonic movie, if you will. Then we watched the actual movie, and it really wasn't that scary.
Right.
And I realized in
Not
that
at all.
moment, I'm like 13 years old, and I'm realizing because I have an understanding of how this was made, all of a sudden the veil is kind of lifted.
Yes.
But I also understood the power of filmmaking. So it's definitely my parents. I'm very blessed to have good parents. And during all that time, typical life stuff happened. My parents got divorced and all that jazz. But I was still very blessed with good parents. Then when I went to high school, I went to Bellflower High School. And Bellflower High School at the time was one of only 2 high schools in Los Angeles County with a video program. So the Los Angeles Regional Occupational Program. And a gentleman by the name of Matt Tidor, my teacher, he ran the program, and that's where I learned how to use a video camera and how to edit on a computer. And that was the start. So if it wasn't for my brother, who introduced me to that, and my brother just passed away in February. So it was him. Like all this is him, and I'm very blessed that I had him. Thank you so much. He introduced me to the practical skills to be able to do this, and now I'm 35 years old and making a living from things that I was learning at 16.
Wow,
that's something.
Do you think it's essential to go to a film school or school of the arts or training or experience?
Not anymore.
Okay.
That's a great question, Miss Amos. Not anymore. Not anymore. I was 24 years old, and I graduated from the Savannah College of Art and Design with a master's degree in film and television directing. Went back home to Los Angeles, California. Went to every single lot: Universal, ABC, Paramount. Finally got an interview at Fox, just for them to say, "Yeah, master's degree is cute, but you got no experience."
You don't know nothing, grasshopper.
Exactly.
I thought I was so fly. Oh yeah, man, I'm 24. I'm black. I got a master's degree.
I got a master's.
I'm special. Nope. God humbled me real quick.
Yeah.
I think that you can go to a. I'm sorry.
Isn't it kind of crazy though? Now that used to be the goal back when we were in school to go to school. I mean, that was like the the silver spoon to go to school so you can get the golden job. But that's not the case anymore. Like you said, especially in entertainment. A lot of these entertainments don't even have the basics down before they're making money at entertainment.
I think before you get a degree in something dealing with entertainment, you would be better off getting an associate's degree in business.
Yes.
Have an understanding of how business works and how tax works, so you can pay yourself and Uncle Sam, and you don't have any problems. And then all the other stuff, man, you can learn on YouTube. You can literally learn everything else on YouTube. And it's nice to have a degree because I was able to teach at a collegiate level. And so that's a blessing. I'll always have my master's degree. But in terms of did I need my master's degree to make my first movie? Not at all. Not at all.
Kevin,
it was not a barrier to entry.
Let me ask you this, Kevin. So now that filmmaking, I'm not saying media producer because that's what you are. We're going to marginalize you right there. All right. But filmmaking has taken on a new look. Okay. People got these and they're making films with. All right.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Wow. Okay. So about 20 years ago, a lot of jazz musicians and producers were very frustrated because so many young people were making music on their laptop, but they had no idea how a trumpet sounded or how a saxophone was supposed to be played.
Right.
You just had the ability for the first time in the history of the world to download a sound, throw it on your laptop, and make music. That is a blessing and a curse. The blessing is you might run a fluke and
Get a hit.
make a hit. But you can't duplicate it unless you understand the tools that you're using and where they come from.
Right.
So, yes, making a movie on cell phone is awesome and practical if you're limited on resources. But pick up a book and learn what a camera is supposed to do. Watch a documentary and learn what it's supposed to do. And then use the digital technology to mimic it. You don't want to rely on it because the technology can change at any minute. Tomorrow, Apple can say, yeah, we're not going to include cameras with our cell phones anymore. What are you going to do? Right, that's what are you going to do?
Go buy a camera.
Exactly. The camera's going to be there forever. This cell phone might not be. Your laptop might not be there forever. But if you know how to play a piano, you can make music forever.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
So that's my opinion on it.
And that's a great opinion. I kind of feel the same way. Okay, I mean, I've gone around and taught kids how to do a presentation on their cell phones. Because a lot of them, they're not going to understand the camera and this and that. But I've also told them, hey, when you break your phone and you got a deadline to meet, what you going to do? What are you going to do? You need to learn. And as you said, YouTube has everything. It teaches you how to do everything. How do you pick your toes? Look on YouTube, all right?
Exactly.
Look on YouTube. There's specific ways to do things,
Well, you think about the old school way back in the day. You did it like Spike Lee did it. Maxed out all his credit cards to get the equipment, and he knew how to use the equipment to get get the result that he did get. But one thing that you cannot get in this digital age is feeling. You cannot get feeling, and I see what you're saying with the analogy with the piano.
Now, Kevin, how much time do you have for us?
What time do you need, sir?
I know you got family with you. You family time.
First. Yeah.
Always.
I can be with you guys another 40 minutes. Not a problem.
We got you then. Okay. Look, I wanted to play the trailer for Noxious 2.
Thank you so much.
Everybody can see this, all right, and see what the creativity this guy has. Okay, so sit back. It's a minute. We'll be right back here at DopelivenTV Live. This is the trailer for Mr. Kevin Parkinson's, one of Mr. Kevin Parkinson's films. All right, y'all check it out.
Come on, Kevin. Shut the hell up, Parkinson. What do you think this is?
Can I help you? It's my wife. Who the hell are you?
I don't know if I'm gonna get Kennedy. It's not gonna happen. Why not? Because I have my own intelligence, and I'm this close to busting this case.
I've known John Tiburon for a very long time. He's a ruthless devil.
Investigating my department for faulty police work.
This is a safe place, Ruth.
He always said if shit hits the fan that he'll get rid of all his bills and head to Mr. President.
How you know that?
What do you think this is?
I was just thinking that us women get the blame for the worst of society.
Why don't we just shut down the whole city?
Somebody does not want you to know something.
So how about it?
Strong.
Yes.
So,
All right.
All right.
When I looked at that one, I was like, this girl bad. Right? She
Yeah,
bad.
she ain't no joke.
Right?
Exactly.
If you got to get it done.
What made you come up with the Noxious series?
A great question. Thank you. When I was 5 years ago, I was 29, getting ready to turn 30. And I said a prayer one day. I said, God, I told myself if I don't make a movie by the time I'm 30, I'm going to walk away from this dream because it's not happening. And you've blessed me to live in a time where there's so much technology There's no reason why I can't get it done. So I do not have the money to make a movie right now, but I'm gonna go for it. So what I ended up doing was a good friend of mine, Marquise Mosley. He edits for like BET and other platforms now. We went to grad school together. That's another good reason why going to college is good. You can build a professional network of people.
That's right.
That's right.
And Mosley, he's a great screenplay writer. So I called him and I said, Mosley, imagine I have no money and I want to make a movie.
Imagine.
I need a script that takes place in one location with very few actors. And so
and a couple
he gave
trees.
me this, right. So he gave me this script, and the name of the script was called Noxious. And I said, Mosley, this story has nothing to do with positive black images. This is just a crazy story about a woman scoring. Like, what is this? He was like, yeah, man, but you say cheap. So I said, you're right. And I realized that I could, right. I said, I realized I could push a message. And the message was, if you celebrate interracial sexuality over celebrating yourself, you're going to run into problems. So you'll see in the movie, Noxious 1, the man at the core of it is a white gentleman. And all the people who he's doing dirty with all these sexual relationships are people of color. I don't know if that message was properly conveyed, but people loved the movie because it was drama. Some people are like, yeah, I love this movie. It's great. So I'm like,
that
okay,
girl
God,
went in, man. That girl, the Noxious 1, she went in. I'm sorry.
Right. So I said, I don't know if I conveyed the message properly. So a year later, COVID hit, and it was time to produce the second movie. So the young lady, Olivia Brown, who started the first movie, was living in Los Angeles at the time. Ironically, I'm from LA, but I now live in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been here for 9 years, and this is where I've produced all my movies. And she was not able to leave Los Angeles for a prolonged period of time to make the movie. She would have lost her job. So I'm like, okay, where am I going to find a beautiful dark-skinned woman to reprise this character in Phoenix? So I put out a casting call, and finding dark-skinned female actresses, no matter what city you're in, is difficult for some reason.
Yep.
I'm like, it was an epiphany to me. I really realized there aren't a lot of dark-skinned black actresses. So I'm like, oh man, where am I gonna find one? And my wife, she's looking at me like,
hey.
I said, no, I ain't gotta be with no actress.
Right here, my blackness. Right here, my blackness.
Right. I said, nah, you good. You know, boom pole or something. We just in front of the camera. I put my woman on display.
Wait.
Better use that queen, boy.
Take that hand and smack you on the side of the head and say, hey.
Right. When it came down to it, I was like, man, I can't find anyone. And it was probably a guy like, hey, bro, you got somebody right here. Listen, babe, would you like to be in the movie? She said yes. Did a marvelous job. And we weren't married at the time, but I was like, okay, God really sent me a life partner who could help me in life, because she helped me so much. Did a great job with the movie. And when I wrote the second movie, I wrote it as a faith-based action film. I said, okay, I've never seen a faith-based action movie, and this needs to be a movie about redemption. A woman who changed her life because she was running wild in the first one. Let's see what happens when somebody gets some Jesus in them, and they're trying to live a good life, but the sins of their past are still haunting them. And that's how I was able to write it. So the first Noxious I did not write. The second Noxious I wrote, and my newest film, bless you, Valley of the Queens, Planned Obsolescence, I wrote as well. And that just released on TUBI 2 weeks ago.
And, I think with the second Noxious, she was more of a heroine, as opposed to anything else. She's more of a heroine. She was a champion for those that could not do things. I'm not going to give the movie away, so y'all got to go see it. But she was a champion for those people that could not do the things that they needed to do for themselves. I'll put it like that.
Yes, sir.
So that was great. That was a real good twist on it, man. What's your process?
That's what I want to know.
Wow. Thank you for asking. Well, I use a free script writing software called Celtx, CELTX. If anybody out there wants to write a screenplay for television or movies, Celtx is completely free, 100% free. They do have a paid tier if you want other people to be able to log in and you guys work together. But you don't need that if you're just working by yourself. It's such a good software that it'll teach you how to write a screenplay by yourself. All you have to do is follow the instructions. Okay, what's the name of this character? What location are you at? Okay, what does the character say? Is there
Break it
another
down
character
to the
in
micro
scene?
level.
Exactly. And by the time you're done, you have a movie. So I recommend Celtex. So I write my software, my screenplays in Celtex. But what I do before that is I write what's called the spine of the story. And usually how you write a spine of a story is you just write down plot points. So for example, let's say there's an action thriller called The Gray Zone. There's a guy named Greg who is an arsonist. And every time he blows a building up, you hear
Ohio players
intercom that says, right, gray zone. So a cop by the name of Mo B has to figure out where this arsonist Greg is going to be before he's there. And he only has 24 hours to catch him. So, okay, how do I want the movie to end? Well, Mo B throws Greg off a building and Greg lands in a helicopter and it's a cliffhanger so we can make another one. All right, how does the movie start? Mo B is at Wendy's eating a chicken sandwich and Greg runs in with a bomb to blow it up. Okay, so that's my beginning and that's my end. So I write one sentence that explains the beginning and the end. Okay, now I need to fill up from the beginning to the end. And this is just one sheet of paper with just the basic plot points. So what happens to Mo B in this story? His wife leaves him, his dog dies, and his boss says if he doesn't catch this arsonist, he's going to lose everything. All right? Why does Greg turn into a villain? Well, his wife also died, and his dog also died. So they have a lot in common. Okay?
Well, they happen to be sisters.
They have.
I'm throwing another little tidbit in there.
You're throwing another twist in there. So now
they didn't find out that was way down the road somewhere. You know? Our wives or sister name. Oh God, they want to leave us.
So ultimately, we have a story. We have two main characters, and we have factors that make the characters interesting, and then we have an issue that pushes the story forward. Now all I have to do is have fun filling it in. And then now as a filmmaker, I can put in little tidbits of information that I want my audience to walk away from this with.
You're a media producer.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You said filmmaker.
Well, I turn back into a producer when I then have to start thinking, how do I cast it? How do I raise money for it? Where are my locations?
And then you go up to Steve Jobs.
That is awesome.
People
hey man,
that's amazing.
Honestly, that's y'all got that for free.
For free, people. Free.
Good, bro.
Kevin,
Wow.
if you had an unlimited budget at your
ma'am.
disposal, what would your dream project look like?
Man, my God in heaven. I appreciate that question.
That's a good thing. Your God in heaven. That's a good project.
Yes. The reason why that's such a significant question is because now that I've made 3 movies, honestly, Miss Amos, I try, and you always remind me of Famous Amos Cookies every time I say your name. That's why I smile every time I say your name.
Hey, say that middle name. I dare you.
Well, I was gonna ask, are you Creole? Got it.
Ain't no
yes,
Creole.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
That's our family name.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful name.
Thank
well,
you.
if I don't know, and the reason why I say I don't know is because the new movie that I'm working on is going to be a sci-fi thriller. It's called Escape from Velocity, and it's going to take place on another planet. And I have not stopped to limit myself, even though I have limited money. And the reason is because the people with the most money are succubus. And, for example, Issa Rae and I are the same age. And God bless Issa Rae, but she's not contributing to the Black community in a positive way. All of her projects have negative connotations for Black people, but she's given $1 million a project by the machine, which is not Black based. So maybe it's a blessing that I am not in a position to have an unlimited amount of money, because the creativity that has to come about with making the story also forces me to think, is this a worthwhile story of making? Maybe if I had an unlimited amount of money, I would start making some ridiculous stuff that doesn't benefit us. But Issa Rae has a new show on HBO called Rap-ish.
Rap-ish.
My wife and I watched Rap-ish with the S.
Yeah.
My wife and I watched the first episode yesterday on HBO Max.
How was it?
Horrible.
Yeah.
When we look at the technical aspects, camera work, sound quality, acting, everything is great.
Content.
Everything is great.
And then the context burns it up.
Because I was gonna say this, all right. And I think I was talking to Gina, who's another member of the panel. Shout out to Gina, she's taking a trip. When I look at films, movies, number one, I look for the aesthetic quality of it. All right. There's a lot of stuff that, and I'm gonna ask you. We will talk about this. Get your ideas on your comments on this. That Amazon Prime takes, and it's just garbage. It's straight garbage. All right. These people don't care that the lighting is bad. That you got the guy with the mic on the lavalier on or the mic on, and everybody else don't have it on, so they got to talk a little bit louder, and it still seems like they're in a field somewhere else. What do you think about? Because I was looking at the when I first looked at yours, I was looking at the aesthetic quality. Okay, and you guys just saw Noxious 2. I mean, it speaks for itself. For itself. You heard everything. The quality was great. The question I really want to ask is, do you think less is more? Do you have to have the big bang, the big cameras and the big lights and all of that stuff? Because real quick, I cut down because I'm still a filmmaker. I'm not a media producer like you, but I cut down the bigger stuff that I had to smaller cameras so that I can carry them on a plane. Because when I saw my equipment being thrown by these airline people, I was like, nah, I got to keep mine with me. So I got a couple of M50s in my bag. I got a monitor. I got lights that I can. I mean, I'm just saying. What do you think? Is less is more? Is that a good analogy?
One of my favorite. I'll answer that by saying this. One of my favorite quotes by one of my favorite, not rappers, but people of all time. It comes from my brother Nipsey Hussle. And he says, this technology has empowered us all. And Ms. Nova, I'm not wrong about Issa, and I will prove that to you in a few minutes, with all due respect to you, young lady. Nipsey Hussle said this technology has empowered us all. And Nipsey Hussle, if you're familiar with his story, he's a brother from Crenshaw, a district of Los Angeles. I'm from Bellflower, so I'm like 20 minutes away where I grew up. And Nip had to learn the entire process of making music. He and his brother financed everything in the beginning. They went to Sam Ash, which doesn't really exist anymore, but we have the Guitar Center and Best Buy and Amazon. You can buy a computer, you can buy a laptop, you can download free software. If you're into audio engineering, there's millions of free softwares. And you can teach yourself how to produce a song and how to record good vocals. Your iPhone microphone is one of the best microphones on the market that you can buy to record vocals. So technology has blessed us. So less is more now. I edit all of my movies on one laptop.
See?
And I use one camera for all my movies. I know guys, filmmaking buddies of myself, who have 2 and 3 camera setups and lights, and I'm like, bro, where is all the money going? It's going into the technology, and that's a blessing, but it's also a curse, because if one of your cameramen don't show up, you don't know what to do. Whereas myself, I know how to shoot, color grade, cinematography, sound, lighting, and it's a privilege when I'm able to hire somebody to help do those things. But being able to do them yourself keeps things more attainable. I can have an entire media production kit with me as a carry-on.
Yes.
So yes, it's very important that you don't get too caught up with the stuff.
Excess.
Yes. And if you'll allow me, I would love to talk to that young lady
I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna let you do that. Tree says, I know I said the same thing, family, for free info that most people do not provide. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing.
Absolutely.
Nova says, get
Absolutely.
the bread and butter. That's
You got it, Nova. You got it, Nova. Nova
She
must be
ready.
from the
Nova
Midwest.
is ready.
No,
Nova must be from the Midwest. I like that.
Yes, she is.
Okay, I got a question. Can I ask Nova a question in real time?
Good.
Yeah.
She should be able to answer yes. Nova, stand by, Nova.
All right, Miss Nova, are you married?
I can tell you she's not married.
Okay. Miss Nova, did you watch the entire series that Issa Rae did? What was the name of her last series?
I know
the series that you know what I'm talking about. So
Yeah.
if I can just get answers to those two questions, are you married and did you watch the entire series?
All right, Nova, get back to us real quick, okay? So we can get to your answer, your question. She says insecure, and she said yes.
Bingo. Okay, got it. So you're not married and you watch the entire series of Insecure. Do you think that you would make a good life partner? And how long have you been dating the boyfriend that you currently have, if there is one? This is gonna be a harsh reality, guys. No disrespect. We're getting somewhere.
And Nova's because she does a lot of great things too. Nova, why don't you try to come on the show so we can have that dialogue? All right, Nova.
One-on-one, real time.
Waiting on you, girl. But yeah, you can still answer his question though. Well, say it again, Kevin.
I'm asking, how long has she been with the man she is with now currently? If she has a boyfriend in her life, did she watch Insecure the entire series?
She said yes to that. She did watch the entire series, Insecure. She says, how can she come up? I'm gonna get her up, okay? But we're gonna start. Let's talk about something else real quick while I get her in here.
Well, I mean, you prayed for this, and guess what? God delivered, because he didn't put no big crashing budget there, but he made you use what you had.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So,
Yes, absolutely, Mr. Moby. I appreciate that. It's like if our brother Jeff were to say, hey, man, I can't be a life coach and give people good advice on how to get their money right, how to get their relationship with God right, how to get their body right and their career right, because I don't know how to send an email.
Ooh.
You know how many people wouldn't be helped? But a person like Jeff didn't allow anything to stop him from building up clientele and starting to help people. So now all of a sudden you have somebody who didn't worry about the corporate machine backing him. And because of that, he was able to bless other people. And then in lieu of that, he was blessed himself.
blessings on blessings.
Yes. Yes. And that is a testament to the resilience us Black people have.
Yep.
And this is why I have a problem with producers like Issa Rae. Because, and God bless Issa Rae, God bless that sister, Black Girl Magic and all that. But when there is this diabolical nature to push an animalistic sexual desire of being popular, cool, but not being a wife or not being a well-rounded person, I take issue with that. And these things are disguised. For example, if we look at the show Insecure, you'll have a few characters who are about business and about money. But then at the end of the day, every single episode has to do with sexuality. And not sexuality in the sense of, I am sexually attracted to this person who could be a life partner of mine or a good person I want to date. There was one story arc where this sister got involved with a guy who had a girlfriend, and it was an open three-way relationship. We as Black people don't need that right now when we have young children being murdered by police in the street.
It's a lot of that going around with us. It's too much of that out there.
You'll be surprised.
We don't have the time to be indulging in sexuality right now when we are being murdered. And when somebody like Issa Rae has a platform as big as she was allowed to have, and she is pushing that narrative, I look at her kind of funny. Then she does a romantic comedy, and they cast an Indian man as her love interest.
Come on.
Nobody here is racist, I'm sure.
Come on,
including me.
Right.
But what is the rhyme and reason behind that? When you are supposed to be a pro-Black woman who is pushing positive Black images, you don't have a strong Black male lead next to you. Now, when you say these things, people look at you like, oh, you a hater. But we have to understand that visual media is very powerful. Hitler used visual media to convince the world that it was okay to slaughter the Jews. And before he did that, a lot of people don't know, the Nazis were on a place called Shark Island in Africa, running a lot of experiments, killing black people.
That's crazy.
So we have to understand how horrific and horrifying it is to just laugh at certain visuals and ideologies and say, yeah, it's okay, they're just playing. No, they're not just playing. I have a daughter that I'm raising, and she is going to be subjected to this idea that she is hypersexual earlier than her counterparts just because she's black. I have a son that I'm raising. He's going to be subjected to an ideology that he's not as intelligent, but he is physically stronger than everybody. That's a problem.
It's a problem.
And when we have these media apparatuses as big as Issa Rae had, and we're not tackling those things more, I got a problem with you. You are now a succubus of the culture. You are not an ally.
And I agree. I do. We got Nova here, though. What's up, Nova?
Hey, how y'all
Hey, Miss
doing? How y'all
Nova.
doing?
What's going on?
Well, Nova, I'm gonna let y'all have this for a second. Go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah, because I got so much to say about this, right?
Uh-oh.
I feel like maybe I'm the youngest person on the panel right now.
I am.
Huh?
I am.
Go ahead. Go pay no attention here.
Oh, okay. Okay. But this is the first thing, right? In order to see how a community is doing, you look to the women. Okay. When we look at the state of the black woman being the most abused,
or is that an idea of yours?
Well, I'll let you speak, so let me speak. So
that's actually a fallacy.
No, that's
but
the
I'm going to
truth.
respectfully let you.
That's the truth.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
what black men usually do is they point back to the black woman. You know, we have had 20 years of hip hop, misogyny, FUB, get on your knees, do this, do that. As soon as Cardi B come out, oh, I got daughters. But it was okay to be riding around listening to, all the misogynistic male music. It was never an issue until a woman came along, just like prostitution. It was okay when a man could sell his daughter for 2 billy goats. But as soon as a woman said, I don't need a pimp, I can sell this cat on my own, then it became a problem. Now these women are lost, when in reality, the woman just took her own power. When it comes to Issa Rae, as a young black woman, I'm 28, okay? We are out of the time where men lead our community. The black woman leads the black community. That's hands down. When we talking about voting, when we talking about education, when we talking about anything that leads a community, the black woman is the head, right? Don't get me wrong. You got guys like Mr. Greg who, and everybody else who out here doing their thing. But we talking about the masses because 2 not bigger than 10, correct? So when it comes to somebody like Issa Rae putting it out there, well, a guy who had potential in Lawrence, but he was lazy. He was a good guy, but he was lazy. Most good guys are lazy. That's why they get left behind. Most good guys think that they deserve the position just because they're not bad guys. When in reality, you're corny, you lame, your hygiene is bad. Only thing about you good is that you hold doors. And in reality, you only hold doors because you think you deserve something from holding a door. Okay? Lastly, when we talk about a show like Insecure, we talk about a creator like Issa Rae. She started out with the awkward black girl. Okay? She wasn't the loud, ghetto, ratchet black chick. She was the awkward black chick, the black chick that gets looked over. And she was still that in Insecure. Hence the name of the show, Insecure. Right? You had other black men in that show that did way better than Lawrence. But to make it seem like on TV that all black men are leading in a way that they should be, and they're not. That is not our reality. Like I said, I am a 28-year-old black woman, and I'm in these trenches, and I can tell you firsthand that these men are not playing their role. And don't get me wrong, it's not all men's fault. I believe the black family is at a bad position because it's a full circle. The black man and the black woman is not together. Therefore, you have over masculine women and super dependent men. So, and for us we cannot say, oh, these women don't know how to be feminine, or these women don't know how to let a man lead, but don't talk about how codependent the men are being raised. They act like they mammy.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So we in that time where You can't just point your finger and say, oh, the black woman putting it. No, because that's our reality. So for you to try to dumb down my reality because you feel like it and then call her a bad creator when literally she produced one of the best black shows in the past decade that's not full of black trauma, people getting killed by the police. It's not full of drug dealers and thug niggas. Excuse my language. It's not none of that. It was a simple show about nothing.
But don't we have a responsibility to put some good stuff out there? Okay, I mean, I kind of you explaining what you're saying. I hear you. I'm on the fence on both sides simply because of the fact that, again, we have a responsibility to.
Have you seen the show, Mr. Greg?
Yeah, I have. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of stuff going on in this world today. Okay, so what filmmakers, what media producers do is take you out of the reality. All right, but when you're trying to let's make the reality a good reality. I don't want to be known as the filmmaker or the media producer to put out another Boys in the Hood, you know, because that's not what we want to project anymore. Okay, Kevin, you want to respond to Nova?
Absolutely, Ms. Nova. I appreciate your eloquent disposition, and I honor and respect that. But I would like to take the time to give some points. My first point is followed by a question. Are you a woman of faith? And if so, do you mind sharing with us what faith?
Actually, I do. I don't want to disclose my faith.
That's fine. That's totally fine. The reason why I say that, Ms. Nova, is because almost 80% of Black people worldwide, I cannot say worldwide, in the Western Hemisphere, are Christians. Worldwide, it's less because there's a big number of Muslim brothers and sisters. But the reason why I bring that up is because you mentioned prostitution. And Mary Magdalene was a prostitute who hung out with Jesus Christ. And there's never been a time where Jesus condemned her for being a prostitute. There have been several cases of stories in the Bible about women who are prostitutes who did help people of God. So even the Bible doesn't necessarily condemn women. So for you to have the opinion that prostitution is only bad because men say it's bad isn't necessarily true. Then when it comes on to the ideology of Issa Rae not perpetuating a ghetto Black image in her show, Awkward Black Girl, the reason why she didn't perpetuate that image is because she daydreamed in the show about being a ghetto Black girl. And I only use ghetto because you use the term. She would rap in the mirror some of the most atrocious rap bars you would think of, but her character was too cowardly to be that way outwardly. So much to the point where her character then started to have a story arc where she was interested in a white boy because she thought only he could appreciate her awkwardness. So a weird message to send.
As a Black man, do you think that that's not true?
Which part?
The last part that you just said. About being a Black woman and thinking that only white men would want to talk to her based off of her awkwardness.
And that was
that's that.
Do you think that's not true?
I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true. I think it's a cop-out.
Then you don't know what it is to be a Black woman.
No, I don't.
No.
I've been a man my whole life.
Oh.
And y'all, but the thing
You froze up, Nova.
say Black men, a lot of Black men don't want to tear down white supremacy. They just waiting on their turn to leave.
I want to tear down white supremacy
Because y'all don't put yourselves in a position to understand where we come from and how slave, because we suffer from post-traumatic slave disorder. And a lot of the
more
things,
Black men are murdered due to white supremacy than Black women.
But the thing is we're one A and we're one A and one B. It's the same. It's a different side of the same coin. Because while you get killed and you in the graveyard, I'm here left with your children. I'm here left to pick up the pieces. So that mental, you got physically killed. I got mentally killed, and I still got to survive on this earth.
Right, and because you have a birth canal that can also be used for pleasure, you can cop out of the race of white supremacy and give yourself physically to a white guy. So when we see images of the Black woman who at one time says, hey, she's strong and pro-black, then perpetuate images of her wanting to be with non-black men, it's a problem. Also, Issa Rae has been on record saying that black women and Indian men, and by Indian, she also meant Asian men, should get together because they have the least dating options according to Tinder. That was a problematic statement
amongst any other race.
But black men also lead in marrying black women.
in interracial dating amongst any other race. No other race leads their women to fend for themselves the way the black men do. That's a fact. You can look that up.
I have to look it up. I don't agree with that.
I don't
It ain't about what you agree with. It's about the facts.
Tell us where you can look it up.
It ain't about how we feel. It's about the facts.
Absolutely.
Well, can you point us in that direction where that fact is at?
You got a computer. You can look that up.
Oh no,
So,
I just
can
want
you
to know where
repeat-
you got it from specifically. That's all. I just didn't know if you knew that right off the bat. That's all. While we were talking.
You mentioned the
Can you
eighth
repeat
spot.
that? What you just said? You said that black men.
Let me see that.
They lead in dating in interracial relationships. That's why if you look at the number of single motherhood amongst other races, it has shot up, especially with white women. They single motherhood has shot up, and most of those women that are single mothers have black baby daddies.
No, you sound like you hate black men.
No, I don't.
Who
What
hurt you, Nova?
See, now he's trying to win. Now he's trying to gaslight to win an argument
Well, hold on.
because he was wrong. It was misogyny. It
Well,
was
hold on.
misogyny.
Let me say something as a
It was
life coach.
misogyny that got on here and said that Issa Rae was a bad creator because she made Lawrence one guy in the show. One guy when it was three other guys that was on they shit. It was just her boyfriend that was whack.
Okay, Nova, hold that thought. Hold that thought, Kevin. Okay, we're gonna let Jeff. We're gonna make this the life coach moment. All right.
Because what it sounds like to me every time I hear this narrative, when we talk about the roles that black people are supposed to play, a lot of times we actually don't realize that we're both saying the same exact thing. The problem is that there's hurt on both ends of the spectrum, from how black men treat black women and how black women treat men. We can never come to an official agreement. So this is how we get one side having to defend the other side. So the thing
That's why I
is,
said earlier, it's full circle.
so and full circle to me at this point is we know that a black man will never understand what it is to be a black woman. And we understand that a black woman will never understand what it is to be a black man.
Right.
But what we should have, I believe the common reality that we all want is that good representation. I believe that is what Kevin and Greg are trying to allude to, that representation of how the black family should look, as opposed to, because guess what? We all know the reality of what the black family is. We all know the reality of what black in America is. But guess what Kevin said earlier? He said media is very powerful. The images of media are very powerful. If we have more of that black representation out on film in a positive light, rather than the reality that we also live in at present day, we can actually shape the culture of our people through the positive representation that is out there that we put out and we create. Meaning, Tyler Perry, stop dressing up as a woman, brother. Meaning, let us stop putting out all these ghetto shows, all these shows where we have to be loud, belligerent, all this. Let us be shown in a positive representation that can say, hey, we are here, we are black people, we are powerful, we are walking in our excellence. This is what I believe Kevin and Greg are really trying to allude to, not trying to put separation between the two, but trying to show how on one end, there is a light that is being shown, that has been shown for years and years that black people already know. Let us now finally have direct representation of positivity in the black community.
That's the life.
Amen. Preach.
Focus, boy. Come on now.
And this is why I'm a life coach, goddammit.
Hey,
real.
I think so for me. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. In my new movie, Valley of the Queens, Miss Nova, we do discuss race relations, but in a way that it's never been seen before. There's a character named Bethy Ann, who is a federal agent, and she is trying to find out why these ancient alien anomalies are happening around the country. And she goes on this mission with a white partner who's madly in love with her. And there's a scene in the movie that I wrote where she explains why her relationship with this white man could not work. And she has to explain to him that his idolization of the quote unquote Instagram black girl is not who she is, but who he expected her to be. Therefore, he never could understand her. Now, that conversation, we don't have enough. But to hear you say that white women are single mothers because they have black baby daddies is so hurtful and so disrespectful to the plight of our people. I'm not calling you a disrespectful person in any way. I'm just saying that talking point is so hurtful, as if to say ain't no such thing as a deadbeat white Indian Hispanic man. We gotta stop that.
But that ain't
and
what
this
we
is
talk
why.
about. Go ahead, my bad.
And this is why movies are important. And this is what I'm trying to do with my movies, is change the narrative of what's not true. I'm burping my son while talking to you. And I'm not the only black man in the world to do this.
Oh,
This
no.
is regular.
Hey, I birthed my son yesterday, and he's 27.
Yes, come on.
Kevin.
So,
yes, ma'am.
Hold that baby's neck. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Girl.
You right.
I'm a grandmother. Hold that baby's neck.
Yes, ma'am.
But,
yes, ma'am.
I gotta also tell you guys about Nova. Nova is like a community activist. She does a lot of great things, okay, for kids that are trying to go back to school, for kids that are trying to go through school and this and that, okay. I've seen Nova when she was a teenager, okay, and she was about it, okay, but right now she's about it in a completely different way, all right. She does a lot of great things. I love this woman right here, man, okay. And
A different No Limit.
I cannot wait to work with her soon.
We got another back to school fest coming, Mr. Greg. It's on the 6th.
Okay.
She's on there, the girl from the Sweet the Drew. She on there.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to be
Tree.
a old girl, yeah, she on there too. So if you want to be a vendor again, we doing it again. It's 2 weeks from now on the 6th, August 6th on a Saturday. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all come out. If you could donate, please donate.
And that's where?
Same place, Frable Park.
No, I'm saying for those, because this goes around the country. This is Gary, Indiana.
Oh, okay, yeah. We Frable Park, Gary, Indiana, August 6th, 12 to 8. We having 3-on-3 tournament. We having haircuts, braiding, bouncy hair, all of that stuff. Then we finishing it off with a live performance.
With the live performance, okay. She did it last year. This is where I met Tree at, y'all, at her event.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. If you want to do, if you want to be a vendor, if you want to donate,
let me know how I can donate.
We have a GoFundMe. Everything is on all my social medias. I'm sorry.
Please let me know how I can donate. I'd love to.
He said, "Let him know how he can donate."
Thank you. So, it's GoFundMe Back to School Festival, Gary, Indiana, neighborhood dope dealers. That's what we the neighborhood hope dealers.
Send me the information and I'll forward it to Kevin and everybody else. Okay, send the information. We kind of deviated a little bit, but we got back on track because it's very important for us to discuss this. Period. Okay, we had this Juneteenth celebration. Okay, y'all know I'm heavy on that, and it was a day. Okay, but we got to celebrate. We got to keep it going. We got to keep that going. We get Black History Month should be Black History Year. Okay, we got to keep stuff like this going. All right, and people like yourself, Nova, people like you, Kevin, you guys are the ones that are spearheading this right now. All right. I did my time already. All I can do is help. Okay, I'm old now, but you guys are the ones that are doing this. All right, so I'm glad you popped on, Nova. Okay, I'm not saying you got to get off. I'm just saying I'm glad you popped on. All right, because it just further brings out the narrative that Kevin is pushing. All right, it's a discussion. And I'm gonna tell you, for me, this is just me. I don't speak for anybody else on here. This is just me. I want more movies by us as African Americans to show, okay, we can have some of that other stuff in there, but have a meaning to your movie. Let there be a meaning. Let it be something that's going to be explained throughout all of this other stuff. I see you shaking your head, Kevin. Go ahead, Nova.
I was gonna say my thing is that we're Black people, not a monolith. So Blacks want ghetto stuff. Blacks want sci-fis. Blacks want superhero movies. We want it all, right? We're not a monolith.
Make it make sense.
And my thing is what I don't like amongst our community is every time a black woman rises to stardom, we tear her down and tell her what she should be doing.
Well, she gotta
see it all the time.
Put the right narrative out there. She has to put the right narrative out.
Correct.
But that's the thing, bro. What's the right narrative?
We don't know until
you like.
Nova.
That's the thing, right? It's a million patriots, right? It's a million consumers, right? So, like, who are you? Who are y'all two? Y'all two people. You get what I'm saying? Amongst millions who love this content. And this content isn't bad. Like, I'm trying to figure out what don't y'all like about her content?
Explain it. I think I can explain it, Miss Nova. Miss Nova, is it okay to make a comedy about people living in the internment camps in Nazi Germany when they're being executed? Is it okay to make a movie where it's like kind of funny? Okay.
Anything could be a
Do
comedy.
you think anybody in the Jewish American community would be down with a Jewish filmmaker making a movie that's a comedy about two guys going through execution in Nazi Germany?
Yes.
No, Miss Nova, it wouldn't be allowed.
You tell me something negative, and I can tell you a funny joke about it.
Okay, Miss Nova.
Because
with all due respect, just being realistic, it wouldn't be allowed. We as black people.
But what did Issa Rae do like that? Tell me what Issa Rae did like that.
Ms. Nova, I thought
what
we
did
had
she
a
do
whole
that was like
conversation
that?
about it respectfully. The perpetuation of the double-minded ideology that she's pushing is a problem. For her one day to say she's pro-black, but the visuals of her romantic partners
not
in her
pro-black?
shows.
Because
Ms.
every
Nova,
black man not successful?
No, Miss Nova, you don't want to hear another point. And I say that respectfully.
You're not telling me the question that I asked you.
Another problem.
I asked
with
you
the
what
communication
movie did
between
what
black men
show
and
did
women.
Issa Rae make that was even remotely close to people in Nazi Germany being executed? She hasn't.
No, Miss Nova, you're twisting my
What,
words.
what Kevin is saying
That's
is
not fair.
what Kevin is saying is he's saying that perpetuation of that interracial couple that's being bought in, the narrative that she pushing is she's saying
What
that
show is
she's
this y'all talking about?
hold on. Now,
No, I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about.
what he's talking about is he said, I haven't seen it, so I'm just kind of listening, but I'm able to understand and kind of, pinpoint the lines here from what y'all saying. So there's an Indian man in this movie, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's an Indian man in excuse me. Oh,
Wait,
the
are we
show,
talking about
movie,
Insecure or are we
the
talking about a
show,
movie?
the show, movie. Okay, we talking about the movie.
Yeah.
So there's an Indian man in this movie, right? And Kevin is saying that she is pro-black. So what it's doing is it's giving a narrative of it's leaving that in balance, because if you're saying you're pro-black, have all black people. Don't bring another race into there because it draws another narrative. That's what he's saying. Like, for instance,
Okay, I can agree to that, but what show is that? Where did she do that?
She has a movie that she did with I forgot his name. This Indian guy. They were together. They were they were a couple.
The Lovebirds.
What's it called?
He said the Lovebirds.
Okay, I haven't seen that. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So see, he made reference to that. So when he made reference to that, I see. Now that's what a disconnect was, because he was making reference to that movie, and you had not heard of that or seen that. So
I was talking
Yes.
about something completely different then, because I was talking about the show Insecure.
Okay, so he's making reference to the project. So if you saw that project, and then you would be able to better understand what he's trying to say.
Right? Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
Okay,
but we're not. I mean, I'm not promoting that right now. We're promoting some Noxious. And
Noxious too.
You know what I'm saying, but again, Nova, we respect your opinions. I mean, this is what the show is about. We always respect everyone's
agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree, and we have fun with it, okay? Because everybody's not going to be on the same page all the time, right? But we don't yell, we don't argue. Like I said, I know Nova very well. Okay, she ain't that yeller and arguer, all right? She just states her
Yeah, I
point
just talk loud
and keep it moving. You know what I mean? That's what she does, right? But she does some great things in the community. But Kevin,
I'm like Joe Budden. I just be yelling.
yeah. But Joe Budden be getting his ass whooped too. Right?
Joe Budden be saying some stuff.
Well, I ain't like that. I ain't like
Nah,
that.
you ain't like Joe.
Kevin.
Him and
You know, Mr. Craig, you know, we straight for 22nd, straight east side. We don't do that.
Him and Peter Gunn, man. I don't know them dudes right there. But anyway, hey man, look. Now we're at the point where, and if you want to sit in over, that's cool. You had any questions, keep them coming. Okay, we're at the point right now where we well, Kevin's at the point now. He's got 3 movies. They've been on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, they're running on Tubi. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. They're all running on Tubi, and each movie is about 80 minutes long. And the most important thing to me right now is spreading awareness. So Facebook ad campaigns, Google ad campaigns, and being able to be blessed to come on platforms like this is so beneficial and helpful because I'm able to explain why I'm a filmmaker and why I think if you can, please listen to this. Take a look at my films, Noxious, Noxious, Noxious 2, and the latest film, Valley of the Queens. All streaming for free on Fox's streaming platform, Tubi.
Yep, and that's and we're gonna push it. We're gonna definitely push it.
Yes, sir.
We wanna make sure that you're a young black filmmaker, okay? Independent. I said it. Media producer, my bad.
Media producer, there it is.
My bad. And you're putting stuff out there, okay? And you're making it known that you can do this too.
Hey, Greg.
Yes, sir.
We might have to have a trilogy kick off on Dope Living TV network and just watch all 3 of them on the network in a row.
If Kevin got it on Tubi right now, okay? If he blesses us with that, man, when the network gets up,
we can put the link up there too.
We will definitely run it.
Let me know. Let me know. We might be able to work that out.
We're gonna try as soon as the network's up. We're gonna definitely do that. It should be in November, okay? I could be the first movie we run.
I would be honored.
Yes, sir. Most definitely, man. So, Kevin, what do you want young filmmakers that are going to become media producers? What do you want them to know about what you do, who you are?
Wow. Thanks for the question. Honestly, I'm nobody. I'm actually nobody. And the reason why I say that is because I want my projects to be bigger than me. Right now, we live in an era where attention is so important. People look at filmmaking as a business. They're supposed to. But most businesses that are big have 5 points. And one of those points is a very, very charismatic leader. As a matter of fact, I will read to you the 5 points that is considered make a business successful. One of them being a charismatic leader, like Jeff Bezos or
Jeff Rutherford.
Right.
I know.
There are so many times where we follow a trend in a company because there is a really charismatic person who is at the helm of that company. That's great. But I don't want to follow that model when it comes on to movies, because I want the movies, the storylines to be so poignant that people are able to say, you know what? I think that without a shot of a doubt here, I'm thinking about these characters, what these characters went through, and what I learned more than, oh, I like this because of the guy. So the 6 points that make a great movie, according to Professor Scott Galloway, are craftsmanship, an iconic founder or leader, an exceptional price point being very affordable or very expensive, vertical integration, and that means that the company builds or manufactures everything themselves, global relevancy, and a self-expressive benefit. So when you think about those things that make a global company, you think of something like Gucci or Nike or Mercedes-Benz. You don't really think about a lot of black companies or institutions that have those things. Some of our HBCUs, but that's about it. Shout out to Shaw University, where I went to the undergrad. But if I was selling a product, I'd want to model that. But as a producer, I want the content to speak for itself. So I want when people see my logo, oh, VINARK Motion Pictures, oh, y'all know this is going to be good. I am building for that. That's what I want to build. Okay. And in being there's a gentleman by the name of Jason Black. He has a YouTube channel called The Black Authority. He coined a term called B1, which means black first. So in all that you do, be black first. It doesn't mean be racist. It doesn't mean hate other people. It just means love yourself and your people
Embrace the culture.
the most first. Embrace your culture. Do things for your culture. And that's what I want people to think of when they think of my movies. Okay, I know this is going to be wildly entertaining, but I'm also going to learn some stuff while watching this. That's my goal.
That's what's up. Hey, what is VINARK?
So I was 16 years old, and I had my first job working at the Big 7 supermarket in Bellflower, California. And I said, I really was a student of Puff Daddy at the time. And I was like, man, he's got Sean John clothing. I want to sell T-shirts. So I said, okay, if I sell T-shirts, I need a name. So it just came to me one day. Vin for Kevin, Ark for Parkinson. So it's just a play on my name. That's it. And I started selling T-shirts when I was 16. And then it turned into the name of my production company later on in life.
That's what's up. Hey, man, we have enjoyed you, bro.
Man, likewise. Likewise. I can't say thank you enough for taking the opportunity to talk to me. There have been many times where I've been embraced by Black platforms, and it's always a blessing. But there have also been times where Black platforms have told me, we don't really think that your brand aligns with ours and our audience isn't going to be interested. I'm like, everybody like movies. So what are you really trying to say? So for you to give me the opportunity to speak, I have to let you know I'm wildly grateful. God bless you, everyone on this panel, and thank you so much for the opportunity to speak and to spread awareness about my movies that are streaming for free on Tubi. And if you go to Roku, you can also type in my movies and they'll pop up there as well.
Streaming now, everybody. It's Noxious, Noxious 2, Valley of the Queen.
Yes.
You guys got it. No,
I'm sorry?
No.
She said they
Drama.
Oh, I thought I heard him say earlier it was sci-fi.
Well,
no,
he's working on
sci-fi.
one.
That's his next sci-fi movie. Is his next movie.
Yes. My next feature film is going to be a sci-fi action adventure. It's going to be called Escape from Velocity.
Okay, Escape from Velocity. Man, your mind must be going 1,000,000 miles a minute, bro.
Man.
Yes, absolutely. You know, it's funny. When I was 13, my math teacher had a parent conference meeting with my parents and said, "Yo, Kevin is dyslexic. Like he is wildly dyslexic." And I remember my dad was like, "He's not dyslexic. He just need a whooping."
Discipline.
That actually fixed dyslexia back in the day.
Let's test him. Let's test him. So they tested me, found out I was severely dyslexic, and then throughout my high school and middle school, I had the opportunity to take all my math tests in the remedial class, if you will. And I remember I used to tell my dad how embarrassing it was for the teacher to be like, "Hey, Kevin, go to room 303 and take your test." And I would tell him I would be embarrassed and I didn't want to do it. I remember my dad pulled me to the side one day and he said, "Do any of these kids who laugh when you get up pay any of your bills or pay for you to eat?" I said, "No." He said, "You better take the help." And
that's right.
That helped me because I realized I was able to turn a negative into a positive. And because of that, I was able to graduate high school. So to all my young Black people out there who are going through the educational journey, there is a caveat to every single barrier. If you are told that you are dyslexic or have a learning disability and have to be in the slow classes, here goes a secret. Take them slow classes, pass them, get your degree, and go to college. If you're going to go to college or go to trade school. Nobody cares what classes you took. There is this false propaganda that everything in life has to align a certain way. There's no one right way to do it. Just live the best life you can. As Nas once said, "There's one life to live, so live it the best you can. The world can use one less man. So live the best life possible."
Got me feeling great over here, man.
Love that, man.
That's real, man. I was this way too.
Pardon me?
We might as well go around the room right now. He just gave his. Let's go.
All right.
Marcella.
Oh, me.
Yeah. I'm going
I just want to tell people out there, dream big, keep pushing, regardless of what people are trying to label you as. Know that all things are possible with God. You are more than a conqueror, not just a conqueror, more than a conqueror. You are victorious. Keep moving forward.
Go ahead. Nova, give us something to go on.
Hey man, all I can say is it's all my resource room kids, we lead the way. All my special ed kids, we are the people. You know, we push the culture forward. I was somebody that they threw in special ed as well. They told my mama that my IQ was crazy, and it's funny because my mama said I just need my ass whooped and I was lazy too. But I really do have like a read and a comprehension issue. But I say all that to say that didn't stop me from starting my own business.
Come on.
You ain't got to know how to read the sign toilet to know how to use it. So,
all right.
Look, I've known. No, she went to school with my son. I've known her for a long time. Okay, and to see her now, y'all wouldn't believe who she was back then in school. To see her now, man, I love you so much, Nova. You just don't know.
Love you too. Love you too. You know what though? I want to say this too. As our elders, you know, reach back and extend your arm and pull somebody up, because in reality,
that's right.
When I was going to Thea Bowman, a lot of people don't know. So many people, like the principal, I get the whole school to sign a petition, and you tear me down. Instead of tearing me down, you should have said, "This little motherfucker got something. She done got teachers to sign this. Come here, let me put you in student government. Let me put you in this. Let me put you in that, and nurture me instead of tearing me down because you can't control me or you can't handle me, and in that type of way." So as the elders, I just ask to reach back and help them kids, because we got so many diamonds in the rough just sitting in the hood, and everybody just let it just go to waste.
I guess
you want to complain about our neighborhoods and complain about why nobody want to come back, and y'all told us when you get your stuff, you don't never come back here. We our own issue.
I guess you showed them, right?
Greg, can I say one more thing from what you just said? When she said reach back, that is something that is so important. It's something that I tell people all the time, because I've worked with youth, and I always tell them, some of the ones that you're labeling as the troublemakers, try to find out what the root cause of that is. It can be something that they're traumatically, that they're going through, something that is traumatic in their life, their family, or something like that. And you see how Nova is right now, and what you're saying, how they were trying to label her. And she has good in her. She has, ideas and things like that. Find out what that root is before you try, like she said, to tear these kids down. Because once you find what that root is and you pull that sucker up from that root, and then those are our leaders.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeff.
We done heard a story from remedial to master's degree to a filmmaker.
Come on.
Okay.
Media producer.
Media producer. He said he got tapped back into that mindset every now and then when he's trying to get the thing together. So media producer / filmmaker. That we in dealing with Nova's story, when they had to put her in the class and whatnot, tearing her down and all that. And now she started a business and activist and everything like that, trying to help people in the community. See, this is what dope living is about. I'm sorry, Greg. I had to take your little, caveat there. But this is what dope living is about. You know what I mean? Because us as Black people and leaders, this is the positivity that we need to see. This is what we need to surround our families with, our young children. You know what I mean? Even these old people who don't seem like they got the right way too, because some of them old people, they ain't got the right way too. We got to show them too. But they all need to see it, man. We all need to bask in this and soak it all in and enjoy it. I enjoyed the both of y'all, hearing the both of y'all stories, hearing where y'all come from, and knowing that it's going to be even more to come after. That's what this brother is excited about.
Yes, sir. Mo.
Yes, me too. I'm very excited about, this all coming together. And I got to admit one thing. The one thing that you were saying on two ends of the spectrum, in order for our culture to continue to grow forward, they got to come a little closer. I agree with both of you on what things that need to happen, but we do need to listen to the youth sometimes, just like we were talking about that, being in a remedial class and, they're not listening. Those shows are, they have some ways to get to those folks too, as well, just like, shows about our culture that are positive. We could take those, put them together and make a good show. We can do it.
So here's my thing. We are wonderfully made, number one, okay? We got a lot that we need to show everybody, all right? But as we show people what's inside of us. Let's give them the best, okay? And as we give them our best, let's leave them something to think about and have a meaning behind everything that we do. All right, I'm going to take it from the other guys. Okay, we got goals. I love saying this, Jeff. We got goals that we want to. All right, we got goals, but let's not try to reach the goals. Let's make these objectives. Let's reach the objectives. All right, and make sure that it's something that we can attain to. A goal cuts off. You know, we say we're going to do it at a certain time. That's that goal. Okay, bam, it's cut off. We didn't make it. Now we diminish our worth. All right, but if we have objectives, we can go past where that goal stopped. All right, let's give our best. And let's show everybody something. Let's have a meaning to everything that we do. All right, Kevin, bruh, I got to tell you, man, we are going to support you. Let us know what we can do.
Thank you.
We're going to support you. Most definitely. Nova, you know, I already got
Nova, too.
She already knew I got her. She good.
Did you have somebody?
Kevin, everybody, look, go to TUBI. Y'all got to watch Noxious. If you can't spell it, look it up. Okay, you don't need a dictionary no more. You can look it up on your phone. Okay, you can put a couple of them letters in there. All right, and then
by Kevin Parkinson, because there's two out there.
You can Google. You
By-
can Google
by
Noxious. You can Google Noxious. It's there. Okay, you'll see it. All right.
And if you want a special edition DVD of Noxious 2 or Valley of the Queens, shipping is free, and I am selling those on my website. All you have to do is type in vinarkmp.com, vinarkmp.com. You'll get an autograph, you'll get the DVD, and those funds go toward our next movie. Also, if you just want to reach out, I'm not on TikTok. I am on Instagram, and my Instagram is VINARKMP. So VINARKMP, as in motion pictures. So if you reach out to me on Instagram or just Kevin Parkinson on Facebook, I reply to every single message that I get.
Absolutely. And this can be seen, even though it's streaming live on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. We're going to put the link to the show so you can see this again. All right. So we'll put that link out. I'm going to send you the link, Kevin, so that you can, share it. And man, look, we had a great time with you, bro.
Man, thank you.
Get on TikTok, sir. Get on TikTok.
Miss Nova,
when you get off this live,
I'm 35.
Look, when you get off this live,
You're never too old for TikTok, brother.
Because I'm telling you, that'll help your movies go up so crazy. Like, I find new stuff to watch on TikTok all the time, just based off of somebody will post a 15-second clip and they reviewing the movie, and you like, damn, what happened next? So now you invested and you go watch the movie. Like I'm starting a reaction channel. I just got 60K on reviewing P-Valley on TikTok. 60K views.
Okay.
So Kevin, I'm a
go get that TikTok, man.
With your permission, the trailer that I did, I'm gonna post that on TikTok. All right.
Please do. Matter of fact, Mr. Greg, I'll send you the trailer for the new movie also.
Send me the trailer for the new movie. I'll post that on TikTok.
Thank you.
We're gonna get it in. This is look, this is first
where
class.
you get it in.
You, bro. All right.
The grassroots is powerful.
Yeah.
The grassroots is powerful. I appreciate it.
Let's get it, man. Let's push them, y'all. Okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
All right, everybody. This is DopelivenTV Live. We definitely had a great time today. Okay, and we got store for you tomorrow. All right, so y'all tune in.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin Parkinson. Thank you, Miss Nova. Okay?
Yes, thank you, brother.
Okay, we learned a lot. And before we go, what was that site again where you can write your movie or your
Celtics? CELTX.
CELT. You wrote that down, Marcella?
I got it.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
We need that.
We definitely
around and have a bunch of scripts from Dope Living.
He sat here and gave us a movie right while we was here.
You got to replay the track back.
Yeah,
Can I ask you a real quick question?
Absolutely.
Is that okay, Greg, with you before we go up? Okay. Is there a book or an old classic that a book that you would like to make into a film, or an old classic that you would like to remake?
Yes, ma'am. I just finished reading In the Arena, the story of Michael Hollis. My wife, Brianna, she bought me the book.
Hey, Brianna.
Michael Hollis is the only Black man in America to start and fund an airline. The name of the airline
Really?
was Air Atlanta. And Air Atlanta was a business class service that ran from 1984 to 1987, the year I was born. Literally in April of 1987, the company was dissolved, and boom, I was born. So
Wow.
Michael Hollis is a legend in business. He just happens to be black. The man started the airline when he was in his 20s. No one talks about this guy's story. I literally just finished this book last week. I would love to turn that into a movie. I gotta find his family and see
I
what
think
it would
somebody
take to
already
option
did.
the
A
rights.
little biopic.
Somebody already did. They called it Soul Plane.
Boy,
Oh Lord.
no. Gosh, Greg, stop.
See,
This guy.
this is why we need more
Terrible.
positive black images. My point exactly.
Oh,
Have you? Hey, Mr. Kevin, have you ever been to Gary?
Gary, Indiana?
Yes.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And
It's
Michael
so
Jackson's my
much
favorite
rich
artist of
black
all time.
history. Gary
man.
has so much
It
rich
is so
black
much history. You can make 4 or 5 biopics out of Gary because you would be surprised where a lot
I mean,
of things.
we had the first black-owned record label before Motown. We had the first black mayor of a metropolitan city. Well, there's so much black history in Gary, Indiana, and it was voted the best city for blacks to move to in the 60s. You know, so it's so much rich back. Like Mayor Richard Hatchett deserved a movie by himself. Roosevelt High School deserved a movie by itself. It's so many
Did you
people.
say Roosevelt?
Belt don't melt, baby.
Anyway, hey, look,
It's melting now. You got the up in here.
Belt don't melt.
We got a big W up in there.
I got this idea for this new superhero. Okay, all right. It's
Hold on.
Y'all laughing already. Hold on. All right.
Because you got that look.
There's a dude. There's a skinny dude. All right, and he goes to the store. I mean, well, he has his power is only good when he have on a clean wife beater. He's wife beater man. Okay, but don't listen to what. Come on, what are y'all shaking your heads for? Okay, if it's clean, he's cool. He's doing his thing. Okay, but when it get dirty, his powers diminish.
This sound like Pootie Tang.
It's almost like Pootie Tang. It's wife beater man.
What she say?
Wife beater man. WFM.
Wife beater man.
This
time to go.
Pootie Tang, Mr. Greg.
Okay.
It's 8:32.
I'm laughing with you, not at you, bro.
All right. Anyway, we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Nova. Thank you, Kevin. Okay. Don't forget everybody go to TUBI and check out Noxious. All right.
Can I plug myself? Follow me on on TikTok, NWI Eats. Follow me on YouTube, Loud and Outlandish Media, and every other social platform as Nova Carmichael.
You all send me y'all information. Send me what you need me to put out there, push out there. We got a team of people. We ready to push it. Okay. This Dope Living TV Live, y'all.
And yes. And before I go, every time I do an interview, I always say, I'm not trying to push religion on anybody, but I do recommend having a faith life. My wife runs an amazing nationwide Bible study. It's called Be Uniquely We. And if anybody's interested in joining, it's completely free. It's a peer-to-peer group where they just do a Bible study every week, and it's very motivational. So if you're interested, all you have to do is type in BE Uniquely WE on Instagram or Facebook. It'll pop right on up. Just something I definitely recommend. Babe, is there an easier way to find it?
Maybe one day we can have your wife on here.
BeUniquelyWe.com is even better, she's saying.
Hey, point the camera at her real quick. Hey, maybe one day you can come on here and talk about your adventure.
Definitely would love to. Appreciate the opportunity.
We're gonna do that. We're definitely gonna make it happen. All right. Kevin's family now, so we got you.
Awesome.
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you send me that friend request me and send me that information as well?
Are you on Facebook, Kevin?
You got it. Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Friend request us all.
Yeah, definitely.
You got it. I
So we
definitely will.
Full service over here, y'all. This is Dope Living TV Live. Okay, we gotta get out of here. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel, same energy. All right.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
God bless. Thank you so much. Take care.